So, good afternoon everyone, I'm Judy, I'm up here in Lancaster University, and what we're going to do today is to run the first one of these sessions called Inspire Me. And the idea is the little sessions which can give you some new ideas for the new academic year really. And today we're going to look at using infuselearning, which is a wonderful tool. And what I want to do in this is to give you the experience of being a learner and using this tool. So you can see what it's like from a learner's perspective and why it might be an attractive thing to use, because it's actually fun to actually use this tool. And then we'll look at how to set up assessments and the management side of it and what kind of information it generates for you, and really give you an opportunity to consider how this tool can be used in practice. So, really nice tool, infuselearning. It is a free platform. There are probably some paid options for it, but the free version does give you a lot that you can do. It allows a really big range of quiz types, and I'll show you the different types of questions and things, and the actual quiz that I've set up for you to go through does show you all the different range of questions that you can put in there. It also allows you to have things like spot quizzes. So if you've got learners with mobile devices in a classroom, or even they can be remote as well, they could be in different places, but if you're all logged in at the same time, you can literally ask a spot question and get learners to respond through things like mobile phones to it. It allows you to log in through any web-enabled device. So it means you can use tablets, mobile phones, or your PC. And it's a very simple thing. When your users get on there, all they need to do is enter a room number and their name, and that's how they participate. Once they've completed things, or even for individual questions, you get a downloadable set of results which come through as a spreadsheet. And one of the really nice bits of it is there are audio options here which allow for some accessibility. The one downside to it is the browser. And the reason I said about you can't participate in the quiz if you're on Internet Explorer is you get this wonderful message here. So because Internet Explorer isn't completely HTML5 compliant, you get this error message through it. So actually getting on there, if you go onto the infuselearning site, you get this screen, and up at the top you have three options. You have a teacher login, a student login, and sign up. And in a minute I'm going to ask you to go in through the student login. But first of all, just a couple of instructions. Your results will be recorded, so you can go on as an alias. I don't mind that, but keep them clean. And any words you type in there, again, may well come up on screen, so even if you don't know the answer, please be polite. And when you go away from the room, what I'll do is I'll actually show some of the management side, so anybody who can't go on there will see what I can see. But if you want to pop backwards and forwards and see the management screen, you're welcome to do that as well. When you've actually completed the quiz and you're back into the chat room, can you please put a green tick? So where the status thing is that you looked at before, can you please indicate that you're back in the room? Now, a couple of nice things that you can try as well while you're doing the quiz is you can play audio, so it will read the question to you and it will read the answers to you. You have an option at the bottom to enable and disable audio, and that is up to you the way I've set it. And also in the centre there you have got the option to change languages. So it's very interesting. Just have a try and see what languages and see how it actually translates things. Oh, go back. So if you want to go to there, and the room ID is 35099, and there's your room ID, and I will go and I will start a quiz. And I'm going to share my other screen. There's a nice theme on this quiz. It's all to do with number 4 or number 5, which is a big clue for 1. Is anybody struggling to log on that needs any help or any advice how to log on to it? Oh, we think Bill Pearson's going to be our winner here at the moment. Anybody coming to challenge him? You still can't log in, Leonie. Sorry about that. At least this time it wasn't driving. The last couple of times I've run this, I've used a driving quiz and it's been quite shocking. You couldn't do the drag into order. What was that on, Chloe? It's interesting to know little bits like this, because obviously, you know, the best way to test lots and lots of different kit is to get people all over the place to do it for me. Firefox wouldn't let you drag it. That's strange. That is really, really odd. Because I've tried it before in Firefox and it was fine. And it is one of the ones that it actually recommends itself. I did say use an alias. Okay. I'm going to close the quiz. You've had difficulties using it? We've used it, we did a big session at St Helens Rugby Ground, and we must have had probably about 40 or more, 40, 50 people in the room who were all logged onto the session at the same time through all sorts of odds and ends of devices, and it did actually work quite well for us. Okay, right, I'm going to close the quiz. And so I'm sorry for anybody who hasn't quite finished. Derek, do you want to finish your last 2 questions quickly before I close it? Or are you quite happy? I don't know who Derek is. Have we actually got a Derek? Yes, we have. Derek Williamson. Or should I just... Okay, I'm just going to close the quiz down. So I've got time to do some other things. So I've closed the quiz, and this is where you come to on this screen now. And you get the options. You can email the information to yourself, or you can download it. So here we should be able to, and this is the information you get. So you get who, you get all the answers. If it's a multiple sort of question, you get all the bits. And tells you who hasn't answered which questions, so it gives you a really good readout on things. With the text it is perfect, and anybody who answered, Bill who answered 5 to the band, yes you were correct, but it's not spelt like that. I'll put it in, it's that way, sorry. Mean, wasn't it? But yeah, really good. So it gives you a really good breakdown on what you're getting in terms of information, and that, of course, you know, you can sort of put in with other systems afterwards. Just shut that down. So that's the sort of the quiz one. So just to go now from there, and the way you actually set things up is you go through a thing called My Quizzes, and you've got this Add New Quiz here. Doesn't matter whether you've anything. Here you've got the options where you can shuffle your questions, bad word, filter, and you can choose whether to display the results. So at the end of the quiz that you've just done, I have the results to display, so you've got an instant score to tell you back what you'd scored, and you can tag them as well, so that if you want to put them onto, because it's a sort of community site, this one, if you want other people to be able to discover them and share your quizzes, you can add tags into them. So you set up your quiz like that, and it's as simple as add a new question, and you've got all these question types. So you've got a straight true false, straight multiple choice. The one about how many legs of these different things got was a sort and order, and you just sort of put them in and you mark 1 to however many, you know, the order for the things. A text response, which you can mark off as matching something specifically, but you could also leave that as blank and do a manual marking on it later if you want it to be a bit more of a complicated text response that doesn't really suit for automatic marking. Numeric response, which was the what is 4/5 as a decimal, and you've also got a Likert scale, so you could ask questions about rate your understanding of this topic, or you could have things where you want sort of you might be doing something like a topic on global warming, and you might say, how much impact do you think that motor vehicles have on global warming? Rate it 1 to 5 on the Likert scale. So you've got different ways that you can use these questions, and they're really, really good. You've also got the option over here to be able to upload images, and it's simply upload things from your computer into there. The only thing I will say about that is watch that they aren't massive. There's, particularly if people are opening these quizzes on their own little handheld devices, it means you can have to scroll a long way down to actually sort of get to the question. So it's worth resizing them, so there may be sort of something like 300 to 400 pixels wide, deep, you know, sort of 400 by 400 to get sort of a nice sort of optimum on it. So that's basically the quiz setup. It's very, very simple. Your quiz results do stay there, so you can go back and download them again if you haven't downloaded them at the time, so that's really useful, and you've also got the option to bin them. If we go into My Quizzes again, here you've got the option to edit them. You can share, so you can send out an email, and this is basically your run quiz. They are done in real time, so your participants need to be on while you're there. But having said that, you could set them up and say, I'm going to run it in something like a 2-hour window, particularly if you maybe are dealing with remote learners in work-based learning that you maybe want to do something with. There's no reason why you couldn't open a window, leave it open, carry on doing everything else, just have that sort of in the background. Another thing it does give you option to do is to set up classes, so you can actually put names of people in and then you can track progress. But you know, it can be just as easy to actually sort of get everything in one way, just sort of let people log in. Next bit that's worth looking at is this preferences, and this is where you've got an option to have navigation, so people can sort of jump to the questions they want to go to. You've got the audio control, so you can have it so that it's always set as default on, or it can be your learner that's doing it, or you can actually switch it off. Might be useful if you're maybe doing you know, an exam where it's going to be in an exam room and you need to make sure that other people can't hear. Translation, again, you can select whether or not to have translation on or off, and you can show or hide student names. So you've got a nice sort of settings there. Did anybody try the options for the audio or the changing languages? Did anybody change the language to something different? The audio can be a little bit slow to load, but you know, at least it's an option that's there, it's not bad. Yeah, it was slow. What was the, did anybody try a different language? I've tried French and the translations were pretty good. It could actually be quite useful there if you're doing English as a foreign language, or if you're doing modern foreign language teaching. Ah, right, the navigation threw you out a little bit. Okay, it's interesting to know, Catherine. That's a good one, I like it. Yes, I saw what you were asking, Karen, about the different browsers. As far as I know, I've tried it on an iPhone, iPad, and also we've tried it on an Android tablet, and I think I've tried it on my Android phone, and it's been okay on all of those ones. Okay, I'm going to over here. Okay, I'm going to, Bill's just asked you a question. What browser and device have you used today? And if you go back into it, those of you who can, that's an open-ended text answer. And I'm going to set a question. So, what browser and what device have you used today? So those of you who are logged into it can actually put it through that. And you can see what you get with an open-ended question. If not, I'll put it through this chat window, that's fine. But this is the way that you can actually do a spot question during a session. Okay, so Irfan's on Firefox. Okay, great, Sarah. Safari, Google Chrome. So we've got a nice range of things people have tested on here. Laptop Chrome, yeah. Android phone. Was yours just a bad connection, Linda? I think you said it was, didn't you? Yeah. Okay. So here I can see who's put which things in and who's. So this is a direct one that you can do, as I say, which you could actually run in the session. Yes, it is. because I've just set that activity up, and if you've answered in that activity, you'd have to wait again. And again, I can go for details, and I can find out how long it's taking people to answer, and I can get sort of complete details of what you answered. And I've got the option here again to save results. Used. Okay, so there you go. So I've now saved those results. I'm going to go home, and I'm just going to stop sharing that window a minute, and I'm just going to go back to the document because I want to show you this next window. And because my view as an administrator for it and yours will be different, I need to show you this. One of the really nice little bits in it is it allows you to have a drawing question. And so this is the draw response tool that you'll get. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a question here, which is based on a picture. And we had 4s and 5s on our picture. So what I'm going to ask you is a drawing question, and can you colour in 4/5 of the shape, or indicate 4/5 of the shape? On the screen you've got what you actually can use to do that with. So you've got the colour picker, the brush, an eraser, undo, clear all, and down at the bottom submit once you've done it. And what I'm going to do is go off that screen, now you've all had a chance to see it, and let you see what the live results are coming in. So you should now be able to see the drawing screen, and as people annotate these and send the results in to me, I should be able to see. Okay, Catherine, you should be able to go back into your quiz, back into the same room, so it's 35099 for anyone who logged off. And I want you to colour in or indicate 4/5 of the shapes on the window. Nice and easy, really. But it just shows you the principles of the drawing tools. And once you've done that, there's an arrow pointing down into a tray, and you can send the results through to me. Oh, so Arthur Mullard's done his 4/5, chopping his things off, and you can see he's got his name up at the top. So again, as soon as somebody submits answers to you in real time, you can see them. Chloe's got spiders. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Karen. But as you can see, it's just really nice to sort of get this kind of information back. The drawing tools aren't that easy to use, so it's worth just doing very simple things, which say, you know, to draw on maybe a letter or something like that, or circle certain things. Sorry, Christine, I'm sorry you're having problems. A little bit too small on the phone for you to do it, is it, Sarah? Could be it's a bit more of a tablet or a PC sort of interface one, this. But it's just to show the fact that, you know, you have got this sort of facility. You can't get back in, Christine. Okay, sorry. Once you've got these, oh, we've got a few more down here. See, it's nice, it does actually put your name, Catherine, even though you've done a very nice job of writing it. Once you've got those, again, you can save results. And it's asking me username and password. What it does is when I put this in, it'll actually save everything as a PDF. So I'm just going to cancel that one for now. But it saves all these images as PDFs, so you have got a record of what people have done. So again, really, really handy tool to play with. And that's really, you know, what I want to show you on this quiz. So it's just say, as much as anything, giving you an opportunity to have a little play and see what happened. Oh, infuse draw. No, because sorry, Karen, I'd shut the window. I'd gone back home at that point. So would you like another drawing question, folks, just to finish off with? Or have you got any questions or suggestions that you want to make? Because we're sort of coming up, I said it would be about 3/4 an hour that we do for the session. So we've done about 40 minutes. Shall I submit it? Shall I put another drawing question up for you folks? Yes? No? Okay. So I'll let you see how I actually did it this time. So all I need to do is to go to, you can see the one slightly different thing here on the toolbar, well, the bits that are different on my toolbar, is this, which allows me to upload an image, and down here it says ask. So to be able to do a question, I simply find my image and upload it, and I will say, please put an X on the liver. And I go ask, draw, and that is now sent out to your device. So an X marks the liver. If you want to log in, if you're logged out, Darren and Bill, it's still the same room number, 35099. And Arthur Mullard. Oh, we've got some good people here. A good bit of human anatomy going on. Right, I'm just going to go back to the other screen. Oh, cancel that. So has anybody got any questions, or do you feel it's a valuable tool that you could actually make use of? Any ideas, things like that that you want to share with people? You just sort of drop them into the chat pane. I think if you're going to use it, you do need to sort of have a little bit of a test out and try it with nice friendly learners. No, once you've sent it, it's tough. But you can send it again. Yeah, Socrative is lovely, but it's just the actual range of questions on this and the fact you can do a drawing one. The other thing you can do with this is you can just actually put through something like a blank canvas and ask, can you draw a diagram of the water cycle on it? So an unlabeled diagram is really, really nice to actually sort of just do as a, can you do something like that? No, you can't use it offline. It is all web-based on this one, but the idea is, you could do it with learners who are in different places to you. So if for some reason you have to deliver a session, if the weather's horrendous, and like it was a couple of winters ago, and your learners are maybe can't actually get into college or wherever you are, then you can actually run a remote session like this with it. The other option you have actually got with it, which I forgot to show you, is you can send out infuse link as well. So you could send out a link to some learning material through it and say, read this, and then after so long you could then say, right, we're going to do a quiz. So again, as a way to actually sort of connect with learners remotely, particularly if you suddenly have to do a remote session, this could be a really nice little way to do it.